all involved in this? Like,
So the short originally came from, so when I was shooting Ghostbusters, Jason Reitman wrote and directed it, who's an amazing, Juno, and he did Juno and Up in the Air and lots of movies, and he knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker, and so we would talk about. He said just write a short, um, and so I came up with a few ideas, but they were pretty like on short, like they were either like kind of like movie ideas, or they were like way too hard to be a short. They were like way too like just kind of ridiculous. And Jason would just be like why are you making it so complicated? Just like make a movie with in one location with two people talking. Like you could do that. It's just find something that that you think about and just do it. And so that's from Jason Reitman's kind of thing. I wrote like a 5-page thing. And then at that same time of shooting Ghostbusters, I met Billy Brick, who plays the convenience store clerk, who is from Toronto and went to Ryerson. Technically a Ryerson dropout, but he ended up becoming a really really close friend of mine. And then we started writing movies together, and I had him in mind for this. And then the kind of an aside, I'm working on a movie right now, and Jesse Eisenberg, the director or the actor, has a directorial debut that I'm also in this movie with Billy. Billy ended up getting a part in this as well, so it's kind of been like a really cool thing to do a bunch of things with him. And I also met the other guy in Artoon, Nazareth, who's an amazing improviser and a great actor from LA, who I met also on the set of Ghostbusters. They played kind of supporting roles. And so I was like, oh, these guys would be good because they were really funny in real life. And so I wrote it for them. And then I did it in Vancouver, at a convenience store, and my dad produced it, and and Faith Sparrow Crawford, who's like an amazing a family friend and a great producer from Vancouver as well, worked on it. And then her brother Malcolm Sparrow Crawford, who is and also an actor from Vancouver. So it was kind of like it was the merging of like such like everything. And then Jeremy Shaolin Ryu, who's the director of all the pup videos, he was on set and it kind of helped me. If I ever had like a problem, he'd help me kind of like weasel my way out of it as director. And also he edited the film. We edited it together. So it was a really kind of comfortable first thing that I did. And I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Yeah. I heard, I watched the conversation you had with our man, Jay Baruchel, when you premiered this, and you told a story about the night of shooting this, and I hate to have to make you repeat it, Ben, but can we hear it again for the people? Because that is wild.
So the movie, if no one's seen the movie yet, it takes place at a convenience store robbery. And when we were shooting the convenience store robbery part of the short, a guy came in to rob the convenience store we were in. But so what ended up happening was I had a little kind of tiny director's monitor, and I was like in between two shelves, and I just was watching the coverage, and it was on Billy, and Billy kind of was there, and then he looked, and you couldn't see anything, but he kind of just froze, and you're like, what's going on? So I look, and this guy has what looks like a gun, and he's like, okay, everyone's cool, and walked out. And I was like, what just happened? What ended up happening was this guy either was robbing the convenience store or thought like was going to do a vigilante move and like save the convenience store because he thought it was actually being robbed. But it turns out that this guy was like whacked out of his mind and had like this makeshift gun made out of like bed springs or bicycle springs. And Artoon, in character and in the scene, had a fake gun, and he just turned to the guy and pointed the fake gun at him, and the other guy also pointed his fake gun at each other. So they were in a fake gun standoff, which then caused the guy to leave. And it was the crazy. And we all were like, I said, like, we cut, and I was like, Art, what do you think would have happened? Like, why would you do that? Like, if the guy had a real gun, you'd be dead. And he was like, I don't know why I did it. Like, it was just, I guess nerves just kicked in, and I aimed the gun on him. It was insane. And then we just kept going. But I definitely, everyone was like, whoa, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And then Billy made a really funny joke that was like, but dude, are we really going to keep shooting? That guy's going to come with this like giant fucking bicycle spring gun militia back to rob the place. But insane. Yeah, it was like a really crazy thing. And then we just kept shooting for the night. And yeah, nuts.
That's my favorite part, though, right? Because that's where you probably grow into being a director. It's like, okay, well, that happened, but we got to get back to work.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like really focused, and like I just kind of was like, I just was like, okay, well, he's not coming back. Let's go. And everyone was like, okay, and they all kind of, and Billy was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, yeah, it's fine, we're good. He's not gonna come back. He'll say it was a bike spring. What is he gonna do? Right. So yeah, think on your feet. I was like, yeah, it's fine. We're good. He's not going to come back. He'll say it was a bike spring. What is he going to do? Right. So yeah, think on your feet. I guess you gotta roll with the punches. Yeah, it was really, really peculiar. But
well, you were talking about like you got this advice from Jason Reitman when you're on the